what cultural practices or what festivals resonate closely to you?
I like Diwali and Chhat Puja both, and which is still I feel connected to any fun festival is Diwali. She worships a kind of gharonda. It's like a replica of your house. So we have to worship that particular house. So we put Ganesh Lakshmi ji ka idol there, and pehle uski puja hogi with all the sweets and everything, and then the elder person of the family worships there.
Now let's see the negative side. So, what are the challenges you faced while you're moving around?
Definitely very challenging. Being a child, first of all, it's very difficult to leave your people behind and moving to a new place. And being child, it's very difficult to understand these things, that which is important, which is not important. So it made me maybe a little aggressive.
Hi, all. This is Subi again. Today, we have a guest whose story is deeply rooted in culture, resilience, and transformation. She grew up in a place called Bihar that is often misunderstood outside the state, reduced to stereotypes that fails to capture its depth, values, and evolving mindset. Raised in a close-knit environment, her early years were shaped by family, tradition, and societal expectations. Interestingly, unlike many common perception, education was always encouraged in her world. But like many families at that time, the focus was until 12th grade. Beyond that, especially for girls, career ambition and independence were not actively explored. Driven by curiosity and ambition, she later moved to Mumbai and Pune, experiencing not just new cities, but new perspectives on freedom, identity, and growth. In this episode, we'll talk about the changing force of Bihar over the last 2 decades, the misconceptions people often have about the state, and the balance between holding on to traditions while creating your own path. Please join me in welcoming Vishaka Snehi to episode 13 of the Sunday Sit Down with Subi. Okay, hello Vishaka, happy Sunday. So, are you excited for this podcast?
Hi, Shubhi. Very good morning to you. And yeah, I'm really excited.
Pretty excited to start episode 13 of the Sunday Sit Down with Subi with you. So yeah, looking forward to having a lot of interesting discussions and insights about your story and your upbringing and everything. For beginning the episode, I'll just explain the format of the show. So my regular audience knows about it, you know about it, but then there will be some people who will be watching this my channel for the first time through you, your friends, your family, and everything. To explain them the format of the show, I'll just explain the rules. So we have 3 segments. In the very first segment, I'll be asking you certain topics related to your life journey, and then you can share your insights and whatever like experiences you have been, and you can sort of share with the rest of the world. And in segment 2, I sort of take you back in the memory lane in 20s. Like I'll be asking you what have been your life lessons that you sort of learned in your 20s. These questions are same that I asked to my other guest as well, but then everybody has different experiences. So it makes the answers interesting for our audience to hear. And it will be helpful for somebody who is in late teenagers and early 20s to sort of take back some lessons and not probably they don't have to go through similar challenges and they can make wise decisions. So yeah, that's for them. And in the final segment is the entertaining segment wherein I ask like some playful, funny questions. And that is to bring humor to the show. And especially your friends and family would be watching this. So they'll get to see a different side of Vishaka, perhaps what they don't get to see every day. So yeah, so that's like sort of to bring in entertainment for everybody. So let's start the episode with you.
Sure. I think I'm ready for it.
Okay, great, amazing. So yeah, so you grew up in Bihar, which comes with strong cultural identity. So most of your childhood you spent in the days in Bihar. So like I would like to ask you about your childhood. How was it, and how did that shape you into the person you are today?
Okay. In my childhood, I like moved to different multiple cities, and hence I have changed so many schools because my father was in government job, so I had no options. So I studied in around 4 to 5 schools till 12th.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
can say like it was a very constant change, and I have to be very adaptable at that time. changing school every 2 to 3 years and meeting and going from one particular comfort zone to other comfort zone. So it's like different kind of transition, but it started since standard one. You won't believe it, but I started changing my school since standard one. Yeah. So it was a different experience, like different people adopting different culture, how to adjust in a different school, how to adjust in a different house, and how to be familiar with our neighbors, and adapting all kind of self environment was kind of very different for me. So it shaped me. Like it taught me resilience at that time, like how to balance between your personal and your academic. And then I moved to Delhi for my secondary education. So it was a change from one state to different. So it was challenging because at that time I felt how cultural difference means. So I had it in my childhood itself. So today I think I am very comfortable to face situation, to adjust with people because of my constant change I had at my childhood.
Yeah, that's a great thing. I mean, I can see that in you because you have been one of the most adaptable and adaptable personalities I have met in my life. Yeah, you can make friends easily, you can understand people easily, and like whom to say what and so on and so forth. So that definitely comes from experience. So great. Yeah. So now let's see the negative side. So you had to change so much, you changed so many schools when you're so young and so immature, right? Perhaps like you are not so ready to face the world by that age, because most of us we step outside our comfort zone or outside our city after our school years, maybe during college, or maybe in the job phase, right? But you had to do it at a very young age. So what are the challenges you faced while you're moving around, and how did you tackle with them? What it taught you?
Yes, so I feel it was definitely very challenging being a child, changing your comfort place, your comfort daily routine for every constant 2 to 3 years. It's actually very challenging because it's first of all, it's very difficult to leave your people behind and moving to a new place. And being child, it's very difficult to understand these things, that which is important, which is not important. So it made me maybe a little aggressive at that time, like why it's happening with me and why parents are not listening to me. So I think that was one challenge that I faced during my childhood, because this transition made me like not like fixed at some place. No school was fixed, no friends were fixed. Every time, whenever I make friends, okay, after 2 to 3 years or 5 years, I have to change the school. But at the same time, I learned like learning new things is also important. And if I'm moving to a new city or new place, it's good for me or something like that. But yeah, it was very challenging at that time. It made me literally aggressive and arrogant. But yeah, it's still 12.
Yeah, I think perhaps you got to experience that side of a personality, that shade of yours at a young age. People get to sort of experience in the later one. And then perhaps that taught you like detachment, at the same time, still be affectionate towards people from a young age. So that's great. Yes. This was all learning. Okay, let's move to the next question. So in Bihar, again, coming back to Bihar, it has like rich tradition and festivals. Yeah. So if I ask about you, like what cultural practices or what festivals resonate closely to you, and what does it mean to you personally? Then which festivals and what practices will you pick up and would like to share that with us?
Yeah, it's difficult to choose one because I like Diwali and Chhat Puja both. But if you ask me which is your most favorite one and which is still I feel connected to any fun festival, is Diwali. So Diwali, why? Because back in back when I go back to my childhood, so there was a different process of celebrating this festival. So when I was a kid, or I would say till my primary schooling, so this festival is celebrated in a way like your daughter or a girl child of the family. She worships a kind of gharonda. It's like a replica of your house. It's a artificial. Either it is paper made or thermocol made, or it's wooden made as well. So we have to worship that particular house. So we put Ganesh Lakshmi ji ka idol there, and पहले उसकी पूजा होगी with all the sweets and everything, and then the elder person of the family worships their puja part and everything. So this was very fascinating to me at that time. Like it's interesting as well. Like I as a kid, everyone was giving me that attention. Like you have to perform the rituals first, and then your mom follows you. So yeah, it's very close to me. Moreover, it's a festival of togetherness. Like all my relatives used to gather and we get together, go to their places, they come visit to our places, and lots of dishes that I specifically like from Bihar. Like there's a hua, so which is actually explicitly made only during that time period. So I love it. And I feel even when I move to metro cities, I try to feel like I celebrate, try to celebrate this festival the same way I used to do in my childhood. So those kind of memories, those people, it still reminds me. So that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So I did not know about this part of Diwali. Diwali is my favorite too, and I think it's sort of celebrated like across India everywhere. But I think the ritual that you mentioned about Gharunda Puja, right? That was like something new to me. I mean, I have never heard about it.
Yeah, it is specifically in Bihar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting
Very colorful thing.
yeah, great, great. So now we'll move to your upbringing, right? So while growing up in Bihar, did you find any difference in the upbringing between boys and girls around you? And like later on in life, did it change your thoughts or choices while navigating life later on?
I would say there was a very clear difference in the upbringing between boys and girls. I would say boys were given so like more freedom of, I would say, career choices, freedom of doing things. Unlike girl child were supposed to be like more responsible about everything, or I would say more conscious, like what people will say. So every choice she had to take keeping in consideration about others. So that was one difference, like freedom of choice and the kind of responsibility a girl child had since her childhood was kind of an extra burden that the male child didn't owe that. So that is one thing. Second, I would say there were so many restrictions on females as compared to male, like the timings of restriction, like you have to get back to your home early and you have to do this, you have to wear this kind of restrictions. I felt it like it was there. But now I think people are evolving and they are learning. And so I nowadays when I go back to my hometown, I see these differences have been suppressed. So people are evolving, they are like learning or aware like what is important, what is not important. But yeah, back then it was a huge difference and that made lots of difference in future as well. So I think it had a lot of impact on career choices or their life or opportunities for male and females.
Okay. So now, if I ask you about your peers, like growing up, the boys and girls around you, what was their mindset? Like, were girls like thinking about just wrapping their education and then dreaming about their like husband, and probably they were thinking that, okay, I just finish my studies and I have to just get married to a guy and go to another person's house, and then sort of like living their entire life thinking about that and not focusing so much on career. On the other side were men like, okay, thinking that perhaps my sisters or my cousins or my girlfriend, eventually they have to get married, they have to look after the house. So they wouldn't be encouraging them to focus much on the career or like on the ambition part of life, but then perhaps more on focusing on like nurturing side of their personality, like because eventually they have to leave the house and they have to get married and they have to look after the somebody else's family and so on. So what was the mindset of the peers around you?
If you say mindset of peers around me, like if you compare from the childhood and now, so you're asking specifically what is the situation now, like what I have faced, my peers had those mindset. So it all depends. First of all, Shubha, it depends on lots of things like your family background and the exposure. So it varies from people to people. So I felt it. These kind of differences depends on these two factors importantly. So I have seen females who were so much like career focused and she opted it. But at the same time, I have seen some people who had this mindset like, okay, now I just want to get qualified and like this particular, I want to pursue this degree and I want to get married and lead a simple life or dependent life, I would say. And there was a third category where she wants to do a job, but at the same time, she is very much under pressure. Like we will see after marriage. So it was a dependency, but it was a dependency on her partner or her future family. So I have seen these three kind of female career traits when they have pursuing their career paths. And again, I would say since their childhood, the upbringing matters a lot. So if you see our generation, mostly our generation still in a transition phase. So they are still under the impression of traditional values and they're still also trying to focus on these career aspects or the new lifestyle. But if you ask me, my male peers specifically, so when they were in school. So most of them were supporting their sisters and their family. But since parents used to be very strict at that time. So at the end, female has to follow whatever is like in her family. So that was one case. But there were some male who used to support his sisters or cousins. But again, there was a mindset still there. You won't believe it. There is still there a mindset of male who wants no, I want a wife, a qualified wife, I would say, qualified wife. But it's better if she would stay at home and handle the family and everything. But most of my male colleagues are very progressive mindsets. So they want their partners to be well settled, chase for their career and something like that. Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks for the insights. Okay. Now let's go to like your family and your community. So while growing up, like what was the focus of your family and community on your education and career? Was there a pressure or was there some encouragement or did you have both of it like in balance?
So it was definitely a mixed of both things, like pressure as well as expectation from both my family as well as from community. Because if you see at that time, the aspiration of people were from their children was to lead a well settled life and they have a very fixed career path. Okay, so they want their child to be get education as much as possible so that he or she can lead a independent life, move to a metro city or move to a more bigger city, and lead a more stable life and help, if possible, to their families. So this was the mindset like back then. But now I've seen. People are very encouraging, and luckily if you talk about my family and my community, so they were very supportive and they were very motivated, but at the same time they were not pressurizing me, but yeah, they were like keep me tapping like this is important, this is not important. It was there, but I feel the pressure was built on its own. Like when you go to when you cross your 10th or after 10th you have pursued a particular field, then you have that pressure in your mind like I have to pursue this, I have to excel this, I have to get job. So वो अपने आप ही आता है, and then you opt for other options like ये institute join कर लो, ये कर लो, others are doing. So the peer pressure were there, and of course there was some comparison in the family, but my family specifically was very supportive and they gave me option like matlab, pursue whatever career you want to do. So honestly I was like I wanted to be a doctor but I changed my career to engineer, but my family supported me to an extent. But yeah, there was peer pressure. Your friends are doing what your neighbor are doing, so it was kind of pressure at that time.
Okay. So what is the general mindset of parents today in Bihar of and the other communities like as of today, not your family, it's about the general mindset of other families. Yeah. As of today and
So back then, Bihar, the career options were very limited. They have to opt for medical, engineering, or any government services. So if Bihar is famous for government jobs and everything, so there was lots of pressure to their children that you have to fight for this particular government job. So you have to study hard so that you can crack this exam to get a government job or go to a medical line or engineering line, because they were not aware of all the career paths. So they were pressurizing their children, or they have created that mindset. But now, gradually, people are evolving. They are giving this options to their children, that there are different career paths as well. But at the same time, they are cautious about the stability or the financial independence of their children. So I would say it's a correlation of these two things, like expectations of uh, getting stable in life in future, but at the same time they are understanding the different career options as well. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, if I ask you, as of today, like what values from Bihar that you are still carrying on? So, you have like after Bihar, you have lived in Mumbai, you have lived in Pune, but still there will be some values from your own state that you have carried all along. So, what would be those values?
So there are a lot of values, I would say, should be lot of values. I would say about Bihar, so since I am outside from my state from standard ninth. So till now, when I am in my adulthood, when I look back and realize what are the values there and what I still inherited it. So first is the simplicity. I would say the simplicity of everything, not only people, or it's about everything. The simplicity of things, and moreover, the resilience that taught me, like how to balance between the mixed tradition, your old tradition values with your modern outlook. So that is second thing. And third is more carry your root forward wherever life takes you. So never forget about your roots. And one interesting thing, like hospitality. So back in Bihar, so so we Biharis are more welcoming in nature. So whenever you visit anyone visit anyone's house, so they are like they only ask for tea or coffee. They say, no, बैठ जाओ, खाना खा के ही जाना है, यहीं रुक जाओ, क्यों जाना है कहीं. So these kind of things. So it's like hospitality is very good, and always be grounded with whatever life takes you, but whatever achievements you get, but always be grounded. And another thing is hard work. So that comes naturally out of the personality. So yeah, that is hard work. And and think the positive outlook, like even if you fail, be ready to start from zero. So this is how it's like.
Yeah, those were the great values that you have been carrying all along. So I can simply see that as a friend, I can simply see all of them in you. So very proud of.
It's a very nice thing when you have this kind of conversation with your friends. So